This is a pre-launch meetup, and you must be most of you are not aware what we are doing. What is SL Entrepreneurs? We kept it as a. Then we announce what we are trying to do. What is the problem, and how do we solve it? So it's a business networking platform that everybody got to know. Yes, it is a business networking platform. We are trying to make it as an ecosystem for startups. This is what I would be trying to cover. It will take time, not much. I will ensure that you do not get bored. So here is the basic vision that I started everything just because of this vision. So I identified what happened with me when I started my career way back in 2001 with my first startup called Salah for You. I was not having resources. I was not having resources. Could be any kind of resources. It could be human resource. It could be money. Obviously, money is the most important resource. Plus, the guidance is a very, very important resource, right? So, if you don't have the experience, it's very, very difficult for you to start. You try different things. Sometimes you don't know what to do. Sometimes you fail, and this is what happened with me. My first startup failed, then my second startup failed, then my third startup failed, and I was kind of demoralized. Then I got into stock market trading just to make money. And those days, 1998, my dad was no more. So I was only I had was with my mom and some amount of money. So she had around 80,000 of fixed deposits. She gave me all that, and she said, "Why don't you start your business?" And I started my business. That was share trading. That was not business. I was morning, I went to a cyber cafe, did a lot of intraday trading. Evening, I found, I am left out with only 40,000. So 50% of the wealth gone. Next day, I did the same thing, and I was sitting on only 5,700. So I was so much scared whether I should tell this to my mom or not. But one day I collected all my, consciousness, and I told my mom that we have lost all we had. I only have 5,700 in my account. Nothing is left. She said, "So what? Nothing? You can do it with this money also. I am trusting you. I know you can do it." And that was the time I realized that she was my mentor. She was my first and only mentor who motivated me in that particular time when I was feeling low, when I was feeling that I cannot do anything now, because one, intraday trading was not the business. Second, whatever we had, I lost all that. Starting from the moment I started business, I am a kind of person who loves to take risk. So I always take risk, and because of the mentorship I got from my mom, I realized that there is a need of someone. At least you have one vote who always say, "Don't worry, I am with you." So that day I thought, whenever I settle down, whenever I have some amount of money, or maybe that kind of resources wherein I would be able to help people, I will become mentor one day. So I'll tell you later on what we did in mentorship. StartupLanes is now a group of companies having these 6 companies. First is SL Entrepreneurs, on which platform we are here. It is a business networking platform, obviously. Then we have SL Angels. We are building India's largest angel network. Third is SL Digital Services, which is a very interesting company. So most of the entrepreneurs, they build their product, they spend a lot of money building their products, but they don't know how to sell, right? And just because they don't know how to sell, most of the good products are never into the market. So we started this company. We don't ask any of our member to pay any setup fee, right? We just ask them to give the digital product. We will sell this product on commission basis. We have already started this, and we are doing a very, very good business. I'll tell you about that also. Then SL co-working. So we are getting into aggregation model for co-working space. Our next best competitor has around 8 or 9 co-working in India. We are trying to have 100 co-working space within 1 year, right? And that would be purely on the aggregation model, which is Airbnb model. and we have already started up. Very soon you will be hearing news from us. We'll be having our first co-working 100-seater in Hyderabad. Then SL Media. So we are coming up with our own magazine, because again I feel that there is a need of a magazine in startup industry. We don't have a real magazine which is entirely focused upon startups. We will be having recognitions and awards for the entrepreneurs, plus the exhibitions exclusively and dedicatedly for startups. SL franchising, which is again, I'm trying to solve a problem. If you think of franchisee, only one company comes to your mind, Franchise India, right? When you go to them, they will ask you for an amount like 2.5 lakh or 3 lakh rupees. 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs? Okay. So this was an old figure that I got 5 years ago. So yes, now they must have been into it. So 6 lakhs you have to pay. There is no assurance that you will be having even one single franchisee. No assurance at all, right? So we are building up this company. We will not be charging any setup fee. We will be only charging you a success fee when we are successfully able to start your franchisee. So as I told you, it was in 2001 I started Salah for You, which failed badly. There was a lot of struggle time in between. In 2010 I had after 2005 I started a technology company called Salah Software, that started naukrisalah.com, which was flourishing. Some problems came and it got shut down. 2009 I started exploring a different business, because these technology businesses were not paying me. I was not able to keep up my family expenses, so I entered real estate, right, which was the obvious solution, which does not require much investment and you can enter easily. You can make a lot of money. You can keep up with the luxuries whatever you want if you are good enough. So yes, it worked. I started making money till 2015, when I heard about this article in the newspaper that 23 lakh candidates apply for a PN post in Lucknow for a government job. So that actually broke my heart, and I started researching what is happening in India, why entrepreneurship is not there, why people just want to study because of a job. Most of the people, they only think of a job, right? Families prepare you, you are conditioned this way, and our education system is like that. It does not test your skills; it tests your memory. Like it happened with me when I was having my law exams. Just one day before or maybe in the morning I studied that. For the entire full year I never studied anything. Same day, 1 hour, went for the exam, full paper. It was in law, right? So it's like it does not, and I don't think so I remember everything I studied, because it is just about for the examination. Crony capitalism, I am not sure whether all of you are aware about it or not. So crony capitalism is the capitalism, it is the only way to become rich in India or in any particular country, wherein you build a nexus with the government. Companies, I will not take the name, all big companies, they build a nexus with the government, they take up big projects, and this is how they create wealth. This is a fact, which is a shocking fact. 3.5 crore graduates, they enroll for higher education every year in India, right? So approximately, if I go by the numbers published in the newspaper, 6 to 8 lakh of them are getting private jobs maximum, right? Then where are these people going, right? So 2015, on 15th of August, Startup India was started by Prime Minister. And that moment I was thinking of conceptualizing something professionally, as a business, to do something for the startup. With the Startup India policy in 16 Jan 2016, we started StartupLanes. I started solo, all alone, and I started it as a mentorship platform. So I tried to mentor different entrepreneurs. Very soon I realized that nobody is looking for my mentorship. They are looking for money. Most of the startups, they were thinking ye paise lagayega. So and that was the thought, and I'll tell you there was a reason behind it. So they saw me on TV investing on CNBC Young Turks platform. So they thought, अरे ये तो पैसे लगा देगा, बस mentorship मांग लो. And if you Google it, you'll find it. There's an old saying: ask for money, get an advice. Ask for an advice, you get money. which actually does not happen, right? So people were thinking, most of the entrepreneurs, they were thinking इससे advice मांग के घुस जाते हैं, फिर पैसे लगा देगा. And I was thinking, I am able to help them, right? So and एक दिन वो आ गया, so one of my entrepreneurs as a mentee asked me, सर पैसे कब लगाओगे, mentorship तो सब ठीक है. तो मैंने कहा, आर यू लुकिंग फॉर फंड्स और यू लुकिंग फॉर माई मेंटोरशिप? बोला नहीं, मेंटोरशिप तो सब गूगल पे है. आई एम लुकिंग फॉर फंड्स. So these kind of things started happening, and slowly, in fact, I took not much time in understanding, and we started investment banking. So we have to pivot accordingly what market needs, right? So I started investment banking, but investment banking again, you cannot focus upon too many startups. This was very new industry for me, so I had a couple of my gurus from whom I started learning. Most of them, when I asked, I will not take the name. So she's a lady, and she helped me a lot. I learned from her, and I asked, I'm starting this investment banking for startups. बोले क्या करेगा शिशिर? मैंने कहा फंड रेज करूंगा. शी सेड डोंट गो फॉर इट, पैसे नहीं देते, स्टार्टअप्स के पास पैसे नहीं है. आई चार्ज 5.5 lakh रुपीज रिटेनर. तेरे को क्या देंगे? मैंने कहा 25,000 लेके देखता हूँ. Nobody paid me 25,000 also, right? And the moment you ask for money, they start asking you different kind of questions. So that was not working. So we created a model wherein percent whatever funds come. This is how StartupLanes launched. Okay, something you need to see. This guy told me, sir, I am building Uber for water. So I said, what is Uber for water? बोला जब भी कोई मेरे से पानी मांगेगा, बिस्लरी की बोतल मैं खरीद के दुकान से लाके दूंगा और मैं उसको दे दूंगा. This is Uber for water. So he was so innocent, and I tried to explain him a lot that this is not how business works. And so these kind of questions were coming. These kind of people were approaching me. A lot of people were approaching me with their ideas. All kind of ideas. कोई किसी भी तरह का idea आ जाता था, right? So some people used to call me at night also. सर अभी मैं सो रहा था, एक सपना आया. ऐसा कर सकते हैं. So although I was very happy, but it was getting over me. So I started asking for fee. I said, you have to book a call. If you want to talk to me, book a call, 1,500 rupees, and I will talk to you for 20 minutes, whatever you want to. And okay. So initially nobody booked the call. कोई भी नहीं आया. And it took us, in fact, we started approaching people. काफी लोगों से बात करी. 2015 I was the top writer also for Quora. Now I have 1.1 million views on Quora. Lot of followers on my social media. So I started writing just out of my pure passion. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि पैसे वैसे बनाने उससे. So I started writing, and lot of people got to know, and then people started booking the calls, and then I realized when they pay the money, actually I am able to help them out. It's on. Okay. So this is a pic of 2015 where I first tried to do something with investment. So I was invited by CNBS as an angel investor. Right. Next to me you can see Krishnan Ganesh after Neeraj Singhal. Respects guy. Krishnan Ganesh is watching me. Right. So he was also amazed what kind of person is out of blue moon coming as an angel investor on a national platform, and he has no experience. So I never had any experience, right? The host Raman Roy. I was sitting, ये तो बीच में आया है. पहले the first pitching was done, and I was sitting on, मेरे लिए सीट नहीं थी तो अलग से लगाई उन्होंने 11th seat, and it was first seat बन गई वो. Because वो सबसे साइड में थी. And Raman Roy asked me, gentlemen, what do you say? You want to invest? So I said, okay. And that money is gone. So, right. one interesting fact. So a lot of people from this first test meetup, either they are my co-founders or the directors for the organization. This is how we are trying to build up the team. And Vijendra is there. Corner one. And that is how this thing started coming up. This is our Hyderabad meet, the last meet we did. Huge response. Then CA Prashant Chand, he's our chief mentor, and he has more than 25 years of experience. He's also a qualified information system auditor. And yes, a very experienced guy. He's helping us as the mentor. That is why we call him chief mentor. Neha, she's the co-founder and CTO. She's an engineer with 10 years of experience. She has vast experience of US businesses. And this is me, right? So I've tried investment banking. I'm a lawyer. I'm an author. First, when I was writing, I just wrote out of passion. So I thought, book चलेगी नहीं तो क्या होगा यार? मैं इतना कुछ लिखूं, time waste करूं, फायदा क्या? So I wrote half of the book, and I posted on my LinkedIn. Anybody, I have written half of the book. Anybody interested to get a free copy? Please tell me. Just comment and leave your email ID. And I was amazed. In fact, shocked. There were 3 million views with more than 50,000 comments. So it was a big task for me to send the copies to them. Then I did it finally. फिर मैंने उनको सबको भेजी. And most of them, they started providing me the feedback. Somebody told me, why don't you make it more interesting? So I said, what should I do? Should I put in jokes? And actually I did. If anybody have read that book, you will finally get to know that there are jokes, there is everything, my life story, all everything. Because I am not an author who has experience, so I started just because out of my pure passion. First, this book became bestseller, then international bestseller, and then #1 bestseller. This is the only book which is into Amazon's pilot batch for Amazon Prime reading, which is they have selected 100 books to provide free of cost to all the Prime members. So there are more than 1 crore Prime members in India. So most of the people, they are reading this book, and I get a very good feedback. People sometimes send me emails that makes me smile and happy. At least kuch to kar liya. So this is the problem, the main problem why we started, and this is very important. All the entrepreneurs, they lack resources. Second is they lack learning, right? When we start business, we don't have the entire cycle of learning. Sometimes we lack the technology learning. Sometimes we don't know how to do marketing. ये सीखना बहुत जरूरी है सबके लिए. It is very very important. Guidance is not there, right? When we start business, sometimes our parents are not with us, right? बोलते नौकरी कर ले. So my family, I was with my cousins and all. They used to tell me, HDFC Bank में नौकरी कर ले. Why to go for business? Get a settled life. So that kind of guidance was negative guidance for me. I started fashion designing भी course किया मैंने. And when there was one day, one of my elder cousin, he saw me designing. बोले ये क्या कर रहा है यार? What is this? So instead of motivation, I was demotivated always. That this is not going to work. This is not the thing for you. This is not that. So motivation is very important for you. Like I told you, my mom motivated me. If you are not motivated at times, right, then you fail, right? So like Vijender came on stage, and he was not very comfortable. So what happened? This is actual, right? He needs motivation, and there are a lot of people. They always tell me, Shishir, I will not present. मुझसे नहीं होगा, right? So we need to push them, we need to support them, and we need to say this is normal. कुछ नहीं होना, कोई फर्क नहीं है, right? So then fundraising, lot of people ask for fundraising, and I was thinking सिर्फ investment banking से काम नहीं चलेगा. We are not able to raise funds for more than 2 startups in a one particular quarter. इससे ज़्यादा नहीं कर पाते. We have a big team, still we are not able to. So I was thinking of creating something, and then I thought of creating this angel network. And there is no government association, no government representation. आज आपके पास angel tax आ गया. right? Everybody is aware about angel tax, right? So there is no association who can actually talk to the government that this is not good for us. NASCOM will not help. So we are trying to create this organization which could be kind of NASCOM, kind of art of living, kind of a religion, kind of a platform for networking, wherein everything is there for entrepreneurs, powered by entrepreneurs. So this is the solution. So first problem I told you, resources नहीं होते. Like sir said, where if 92 में ऐसा कुछ होता, if he had this thing wherein all other people from the diverse fields are available, then he must have created a lot of companies. Yes. So we are trying to create an ecosystem wherein somebody, if you lack technology, when you meet with a technology person, he can help you, maybe free of cost, right? So we are trying to create a platform where all entrepreneurs meet regularly. Not just in the meetups, regular meetups would be there, where you meet regularly and somebody who's not good at technology would be taking help from a technology person, somebody who's not good at marketing will take help from a marketing person, right? There would be lawyers who will be guiding you, there would be chartered accountants, and all this system is free of cost. There's no commercial arrangement when you are in a meetup. Right. So when you are in a meetup, when you ask for some kind of help, support from somebody who's into technology, will not charge for you, at least for the period of that particular meetup. Right. These regular weekly meetups, what we are doing every week, there is a meetup. We have divided, we have organized the entire structure. Every city is divided. We have a director structure. So then again, there was a problem, right? So motivation and all. So community building and bonding. So we celebrate each small achievement of every entrepreneur. So today, if you tell, maybe your friend that I've collected a check of 10,000, maybe it is not much important for them, right? But if you ask an entrepreneur who got his first check, which is 10,000 bucks, I celebrated when I got first 500 bucks for my business, obviously, right? So we need to celebrate that when we are a community, which is a community that is bonded together, we will be celebrating that success. A small achievement will be celebrated. Then yes, for funding, we have created SL Angels, which will be very soon India's largest angel network. It is operating in 22 cities now. We are started hiring investment directors. Our first investment director is being hired for Hyderabad. He is a chartered accountant with around 20 years of experience. And yes, formal association structure, which is like an association that will liaison with the government on the behalf of entrepreneurs. So we do that task. We will be doing that. Whatever feedback you have, whatever kind of request or any grudges, any kind of complaint with the government, we'll do it. Through our directors, we have the structure in each of these important cities. This is the chapter structure, so how we have structured. Every city has one regional director, and the chapter is divided into five cities divided into 5 chapters: east, west, central, north, and south. For each chapter, we have chapter directors, wherein different chapters will be running differently. All these chapters have weekly meetups. Then we have associate directors, because we will be having all meetups regularly, non-stop. So we need to have people. If a chapter director is not available, then associate director will take up, right? But the meetups will never stop. Entire month, entire year. Then 2 community managers to help in each chapters. We have mentors. We have professionals like lawyers, chartered accountants, CAs. They are also a part of the communities, and the CXOs. So any C-level executive from any good corporate can come in. That particular CXO will be learning a lot, would be interacting with the founders, plus would be having an opportunity to create his or her own startup, right? Plus he would be helping, obviously, the entrepreneurs. So any company like, maybe a C-level executive from Amazon, if he comes, he can sell his digital products to the startups, right? So it's a win-win situation for all of us. This is how the pitching process works. This is very important. We have created those communities now, so each of the chapters will be headed by chapter directors. One chapter director will identify one startup every week that will go for fundraising, right? So there would be 20 startups from 5 chapters, 4 in a week, 4 weeks. That means 20 startups in 1 month. These 20 startups will go to our investment bankers. We will finally shortlist few of those startups that could actually pitch to SL on the SL Angels. So SL Angels is a separate platform that we have started. There we have once in a month meeting, right? And these 8 to 10 pitches would be happening in each of the city. So that's actually very huge. It's not easy to do. It's a monopoly kind of business. That means only our competitors are 3 or 4, like Indian Angels, Mumbai Angels, Lead Angels. Lot of angel networks have already shut their shops. So it's not very easy task. What we are trying to do is a very big thing. But yes, we are getting success. We have already started. This is what the kind of benefits as a platform all these entrepreneurs will be getting. So solution for business problems, right? So if something is not working out and this is beyond your know-how, you can take the help of the community, right? So if there is a bug in your app, I'm just taking a technology example, it could be anything, right? So if there is a bug in your app and you don't have that kind of staff, probably a different founder can help you when you go in the meetup. Lead generation through references. So credible references build up when you meet the entrepreneur. When you meet people again and again, credible references build up, right? So if probably when we talk about if you go to unknown people for taking business, suppose you do a website business, you go to unknown people, any unknown business, they will be asking you for your turnover, the previous track record, what kind of work you have done. But if you go to a person who knows you for a while, he would be providing you business on the basis of, as a person, right? On the basis of your skills, not your organization. Learning that I told you already. There would be a lot of integration opportunities. So a technology business can integrate with a marketing business, can integrate with a finance business, right? Like if you are into maybe if you are into schools, you can integrate with somebody who's into colleges, right? Then there would be a lot of collaboration of opportunities. That means two organizations can club and market simultaneously together, and there could be n number of examples. Then representation in the government through association, that I already told you. There would be a lot of fundraising opportunities through the network itself. So if one of the startups in your network get funded, right, they can share their network with you. Plus they can share the knowledge how they did it. Help in research, innovation and invention. So this is something which not normally happens. We most of the youth in India, in fact, we think of just starting up earning, right? यही तो सोचते हैं बड़ा हो जा फटाफट से कमाने लग जा. So most of the time what happens is if let's take an example. If I give you an apple and a ball, what would you do with it? Anybody want to tell me? An apple and a ball.
Take the apple seeds, plant them. Cut the apple, take the seeds, plant them.
Okay, lot of people will be thinking apple को खा जाएंगे, ball से खेल लेंगे. That is actually what happens, right? So nobody would be thinking that let us find out, if I start rolling these apple and ball, let us try to find out the scientific finding उससे क्या होता है. Because this is not the kind of mindset we have at the moment, most of us. Reason behind it, एक ही चीज हमारे दिमाग में भरी जाती है, पैसे कमाओ, जल्दी से बड़े हो जाओ, पैसे कमाओ, फैमिली को सपोर्ट करो, शादी करो, right? Isn't it? This is truth, right? In my dad's time, शादी की age थी 24. Now it is 28, then it is 30. Maybe 5 years down the line, it will become 35. Why? अभी तो बेटा पढ़ रहा है, अभी तो लड़की पढ़ रही है, right? This is what we do. So what we are trying to do to achieve more, we try to get educated more. आज MBA तक पहुंच गए, फिर PhD तक पहुंच गए. मैंने PhD करनी थी, छोड़ दी. So what's next? After PhD? What we are trying to do, we are just trying to elongate our period. More and more studies. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पढ़ाई कर लो, बाद में ज़्यादा अच्छा कमाएंगे. अभी क्या कमा रहे हो आप, right? वहां पर मार्क ज़करबर्ग 19 और 18 साल की उम्र में सब कमा गया. This is a big difference. 16 साल, when you are 16, you should start thinking of earning. We are not thinking of earning. अभी तो पढ़ रहा है, अभी क्या है? My younger brother, I used to tell him, why don't you start earning something part time? बोलता अभी तो मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ. पहले मैंने आर्किटेक्चर करा, अब मैं पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन करूंगा. उसके बाद बोलता है मैं PhD करूंगा. This is actually the youth is trying to avoid the earning opportunities, and there is a lot of the entire India is youth, right? So मुझे कोई बहुत बड़ा काम नहीं करना है, but I want to inculcate this habit of thinking of at least something different, thinking towards innovation, thinking something different कि कुछ कर पाए, and they should start. Not even if not earning, they should start thinking about innovations and inventions. Invention का तो बहुत कम लोग सोच पाते हैं, right? Most of the when we think of invention, scientist करेगा. Why not entrepreneurs? Isn't it? Why not entrepreneurs? So I'll tell you an example. So there was a plastic. मेरे पास एक plastic का इतना बड़ा डब्बा है. There is some medicine, and I was trying to take out this medicine through a plastic चम्मच, and I got a shock. Electric shock. मुझे लगा शायद कुछ ऐसे ही होगा. I tried it again, I got a shock. 9 times I tried, I 9 times got a shock. I asked my younger brother to do it, he got a shock. Now, मैं उसमें क्या भूत समझ लूँ? Lot of people will think कोई भूत आ गया. But how can a plastic give you a shock? Right, so we need to think of it. Maybe there could be something, and this is how we want them. So my thought process is we should have this kind of mindset. That is it. So what this platform is, we are trying to build that. We are trying to educate people a lot, yes. But this is not a classroom kind of education. We are not trying to educate you in that way that our government want, right? बच्चा पढ़ जाएगा तो फिर नौकरी मांगेगा. We want the entrepreneurs to more and more come. We need people. We wish job seekers become job creators, and when job creators come in the market, they feed their families, they feed 5 other families, right? So this is the noble cause. Why? And this is the only reason why people are supporting us, especially the entrepreneurs, our directors who are joining us and supporting us for this noble system, and I'm so much thankful for them. Let me take it very quickly because we are already late of the time. So SL Angels we are building, it is India's largest angel network. I'll tell you, not in terms of the deals, but yes, in terms of the number of cities where we are operating. We are operating almost in 22 cities now, and we are inviting at least 25 portfolio directors from each city, which is again a very, very huge thing. 2000 of HNIs are already shown interest and they have registered with us. We have not charged them anything, but yes, they are interested in starting with us to start their investments. And then we also have, just like somebody was telling me about Mumbai Angels. So we want to do something the same, similar kind. But yes, we are trying to train the Lalas also, so that they have deep pockets. Why don't they become interested instead of looking at the technology people investing? Why don't we go ahead and move forward and find out people who have deep pockets? They want their money to work instead of they working directly. And there are many people, right? If you look at the FD investments in India, it is huge. It is very, very huge. What are we getting in a fixed deposit? 6-7% per annum. So if they get some kind of knowledge, we are not asking them to invest their entire portfolio. They have 100 crore, 200 crore FDs per person. If we are just asking them to invest 1 crore, that's it. And that too in 20 startups, 5 lakh each. So that is the kind of structure we have made that easy for them. This is our team which is helping us for SL Angels. We have 43 investment bankers dedicatedly working for SL Angels. 9 of them are IIT alums from Shishir Gupta School of Management mostly, and 34 are from IIMs. And these people are continuously helping us because our core team cannot do it alone. We need a lot of support. Yes, we need support from the ecosystem, we need support from the entrepreneur, we need support from the investors. So this is what we are trying. I told you about what we are trying to create. We are trying to create a platform which is already there. We have launched in Pune and Hyderabad. Now we will be launching in Delhi. Each week there would be meetups, regular meetups. And only we are taking entrepreneurs into these meetups. Plus we are taking potential entrepreneurs, mentors, incubators and accelerators can come in. Any professional can come in. CXOs can come in and ex-founders. So anybody who has even have a failed startup can come in. So this is not much important, the process. This is also not much important. And that takes me to the end of this presentation. I am sure few of you would be having some question. So I would be happy to answer that question. Vijay, can you pass on the mic to people who have questions? Kindly raise your hand so that he can pass on the mic. Yeah.
Hello. It's all like something very.
Can you please stand up so that I can see you?
You already see me. What I'm saying is, I thought it was something that kind of beat up, but what you have forward on the streets, really fabulous.
Thank you.
Beyond my imagination.
Thank you. That sir there, he raised his hand.
That was Jaffer of a performance, a presentation, but would I like to ask you, what are the criteria that you are looking for in terms of getting startups? What strategy platform that you look for, to come up and could pitch them to?
See, so that is what we have done is, we have restricted SL angels only to have SL entrepreneurs. This is the only unique structure which is very different from all the angel networks. That means no external startup can directly apply to SL angels. Anybody who is coming from our network can only apply to SL angels. One. Second is, they will be applying through the chapter director's approval. Right? Because chapter directors are the people who are continuously in touch with those startups. They understand what kind of startup it is, and they will be proposing their names. Right?
So yes, but like any criteria, like on technology basis, you are shortlisting them, or because there are many people coming up and saying that we are trying to pitch them to angel investors to get the fund. So basically, as you say, would be great, a committee or members would be shortlisting them within so. Are there any criteria like IoT based, AI based, innovation?
So any angel network cannot be a sector specific angel network. We have to be sector agnostic. Plus, we cannot be just shortlisting on the basis of revenue or profits. Right? Or maybe just on the basis of traction. We will be allowing ideas also. Right? Even if somebody has a good idea, why don't that person should pitch the investor, right? If there is an opportunity. Yeah, somebody else want to ask. Okay, there are
tell entrepreneurs go in this route because we lack IP protection and copyright trademark everywhere. I do a lot of patent filing myself, and I find a lot of people coming to me, how do you file patents?
So, because we call ourselves an ecosystem, we have A to Z of startup, starting from idea to fundraising to scaling up, everything. We have, in fact, I am myself a lawyer. We have a panel of lawyers specialized in different fields. We have chartered accountants, we have company secretaries, we have everything, A to Z, everything. We have the marketing, we have the franchising, we have the co-working space, whatever is related to startups, we have everything, which was very difficult to bring everything on platform. But yes, we are building and forging partnerships. All these 6 companies, these are dedicated to startup ecosystem. We have patent lawyers within the ecosystem, and trust me, we are not very expensive. So we are very competitive from the market, very competitive. Yeah.
So to invest or I pitch to angels. How does SLN? Do you take something? Am I obligated to you in some way that you raised money and I'm supposed to?
Yes. So because Angel Network is also a business, it's a private limited company. Okay. Right? It needs only part is we are not asking you to pay any upfront fee. No. It's not investment banking. If it is investment banking, we have investment banking, we charge an upfront fee there. But here in Angel Network, we are not charging any upfront fee. There would be a success fee, which is as per the market, right? Which is very competitive. Like Mumbai Angels and Indian Angels are charging. We have the same fee.
And it will be transparent, as in the angels who invest and the entrepreneur, they all know that out of this money, so much money will go to you. That will be.
So because we have an investment director structure, we have portfolio directors, plus we have our staff. So internally what we are charging and sharing is not shared, which cannot be, right? But we will be sharing the lump sum amount that we charge in terms of percentage to a startup, right? Okay. So internal it will not be shared.
And this money will come once the angel invests. From that investment only will I pay you, right?
So I try to just uncomplicate everything. I'll explain you how angel investment network will be. We provide them a lot of opportunities to invest, and we create a syndicate, a financial syndicate, right? So if they have to invest 1 crore, it would be investment. It could be multiple of 5 lakhs from 20 investors, right? For the startup, it is 1 crore. There may be a lead investor who's investing, say, 20 lakh rupees. Anybody who's putting in the maximum funds will become a lead investor who will be interacting with the startup founders. You cannot interact with all 20 investors, right? So this person will become a lead investor. We are doing everything, the entire term sheet work. Till date also we do the term sheet work for other investment networks also, right? Because we don't have many startup lawyers in the ecosystem, so I am one of them who does it. So we will be, organizing everything, and we will be mitigating the risk of investors. All they have to do is just put in 5 lakh rupees in a particular startup, and because 20 other or 19 other investors are also investing, that becomes easy for them. Plus, startup lanes will also be investing a fund so that they feel confident, right? So my background, I told you, I did real estate. So when I was raising funds for builders, a lot of my private investors, they ask me, Shishir, what is the money you are putting in? That makes their deal safer, right? So this is, no other investment network is doing it. We will be doing it ourselves. From our own kitty, we will be investing with the startups, right? So suppose I invest 10 lakhs, I as in Startup Lanes invest 10 lakhs, right? Then investor will feel comfortable that Startup Lanes ने 10 लगा दिए, 5 मुझे लगाने, कोई बात नहीं. And till date, lot of people ask me this question, Shishir, what do you say? I rely on you. Don't tell me later on कि आपने पूछा नहीं था. If they say मुझे नहीं पता कुछ भी. What if you say इसमें invest करना मैं कर दूंगा, and I'll make you meet lot of startups जिन्होंने investors ने मेरे कहने पे पैसा लगाया है, right? So this is actually what happens. We need somebody who advise you, right? Because we are the professionals, we know what to do, which startup is good. So there is a structured system which is very different. And there would be a transparency. जितने charges हम ले रहे हैं, we will be disclosing that to the investor. Internally हम किसको क्या दे रहे हैं, we will not be disclosing that because this is something which is confidential, right? Any other question? Yeah.
For inviting me here.
Yeah.
I have 3 specific questions.
Okay.
Generally, the VC and the PE industry, when they invest, they'll have some certain geographic restrictions, say within 5-kilometer radius or 10 or 20 kilometer radius like that. But looking like you are trying to execute this vision pan India. Let's say the entrepreneur is in Hyderabad and the matching investor is somewhere in Delhi like that. So how does it work when we conduct the meetups? That's the first question. And the second thing is, do the businesses have to be revenue generating with some traction, or can it be a seed stage? And the third thing is, it looks like we are relying upon entrepreneurs to come up with ideas, but there are certain organizations like Imperial to India where they give out the licenses or they do the technology transfer that the potential entrepreneur could pick it up and take it from there. So is there any such...
No, so to be specific, important. If you are just taking in a technology transfer, you buy in a business and say, I am the startup. No, it's not like that it would be working, right? You can't become startup overnight. Okay, so this is why our chapter directors are doing. Every week somebody is coming, right? 3 consecutive absence, you are fired from the system. Blacklisted from all 6 companies if there is no relevant reason. आप बीमार पड़ गए तो कोई बात नहीं, right? But if you are consecutively, if you don't take the system seriously, then we don't take you seriously. This is one. Second, you said what would be the criteria. So criteria could be different, right? It depends entirely upon the investor. There are people who are connected. Like I keep on talking to different investors, and few of the investors says, I had this idea in mind. मैं कभी नहीं कर पाया, पर मैं किसी को पैसा लगा के वो करना चाहता हूँ. I see myself in somebody else, right? So why do we restrict somebody? हम उसको रोक नहीं रहे. We don't restrict that person. Let him do it. Let him pitch to that investor, and we don't know which investor would be there, right? So we are trying to create a lot of pitches, and lot of investment opportunities. We are not forcing any of our investors to invest in any particular organization, right? So yes, there would be a barrier because not anybody can just come in and go and pitch, right? We are creating a zero rejection platform which is not available in the world. I'll tell you how it works. So one entrepreneur can pitch to the same investor n number of times. No doubt, your chance may come maybe 2 months later or maybe 5 months later. But yes, we don't restrict you. If you go to any other angel network, they will restrict you. Once you are not through, they might not allow you to again pitch. Right? So plus the feedback is coming from the angel network to SL entrepreneurs. We will be sharing the feedback of investors to the entrepreneurs. I hope that satisfies.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जो भी मैंने आपका देखा अभी तक. सो यू आर क्वाइट ऑनेस्ट एंड जो भी इवन मिस्टर कपिल कौल जी की तरफ जो भी मैंने सुना है. सो एक अच्छा जो एंटरप्रेन्योर है ही हैज़ टू बी ऑनेस्ट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. एंड कोई भी जो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा है उसको बहुत ध्यान रखना होता है, राइट? सो मैंने खुद अपनी जर्नी से देखा है कि बहुत ही कम इन्वेस्टमेंट के साथ में आया और एक समय के बाद जो है एक अच्छा बिजनेस सेटअप करने के बाद और अच्छे तरीके से अपने लोगों को देखा है. ठीक है. Even I have some of the other ideas which can grow exponentially actually, but it's not that only money matters basically. So it's a guidance of the coaches also which matters. Okay. And उसके लिए जो है आप एंजल आप क्या कर रहे हैं इस समय यहाँ पर, और इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए भी अगर कोई आइडिया है तो हम किससे डिस्कस करें सो दैट वो ट्रूली फ्रेमवर्क को डिजाइन जो करना है और उसके ऊपर डिस्कस करना है वो कौन करेगा, डिस्कस करेंगे
सर. सो दिस इज व्हाट सकते हैं हमसे. दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल हियर इन दिस सिस्टम. व्हाट हैपेंस इज यू आर कमिंग फॉर द मीटअप्स रेगुलरली एवरी वीक. हर हफ्ते आप आ रहे हो. योर चैप्टर डायरेक्टर इज नोइंग, राइट? योर चैप्टर डायरेक्टर इज नोइंग and he will automatically identify that this particular startup is good or this idea itself is very good. Why don't I put it forward? And trust me, they have their own targets not in terms of fundraising, targets in terms of their success, right? So they are targeted. All the chapter directors, if their chapter grows, they benefit.
So अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि from a separate industry basically, so somebody if telling some idea and if it influences a lot of people actually, so for that जो सामने जिसको बताया जा रहा है उसको भी वो उसको ग्रैस्प कर पाएगा या नहीं कर पाएगा उसके ऊपर भी डिस्कशन होना बहुत जरूरी है. बिकॉज it is not as I am asking for money basically, it is for designing a framework to get that पैसा तो बाई प्रोडक्ट है वो आएगा ही आएगा, राइट? और
सो आई टेल यू उसके लिए इन्वेस्टर उठ के आए और आप वहां तक जाओ. जो अभी वो पूछ रहे थे कि हैदराबाद का अगर इन्वेस्टर है और दिल्ली का स्टार्टअप है, सो हाउ इट विल वर्क. इंस्टेड ऑफ सेंडिंग फ्लाइट लेके जाओ, आप उससे मिल के आओ. व्हाट वी हैव डन इज वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग दोज वीडियोस.
So as an entrepreneur, I do not want somebody to put money basically. I already have some, we need working capital basically in a win-win situation, in a win-win matter.
You need a lot of things, not just working. अब एक बंदे का ना बाइक रिपेयरिंग सर्विस था, राइट? सो उसको हमने .com बनवाया और उसका एग्रीगेशन शुरू कराया. अभी वो एक चला रहा था, फिर उसके कॉम्पिटिटर्स को हमने उसका पार्ट बना दिया. हाउ इट वी स्टार्टेड इनटू O2O मॉडल, राइट? वहाँ ऑनलाइन लीड जनरेशन शुरू हो गई. लीड्स जब धंधा बढ़ गया तो उसकी वो 5 लोकेशन जिनके साथ टाई अप था उनको बिजनेस देना शुरू कर दिया. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ बिकमिंग अ प्लेटफॉर्म विच इंस्टेड ऑफ बिकमिंग जस्ट अ सर्विस कंपनी, वो लीड जनरेशन में आ गया और स्केल अप करने में बहुत ईजी हो गया, राइट? सो दीज काइंड ऑफ आइडियाज जनरली वी डू नॉट थिंक ऑफ, दिमाग में नहीं आते ना.
शिशिर, मैं एक
बिजनेस ऑफलाइन, राइट? वी आर ऑलरेडी गेटिंग लेट. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशंस टू हैपन. एनी मोर? All right. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, just basis. The investment.
It is the standard is equity plus some percentage of fund that is coming in, right? Because equity is a very fraction of percentage. आपको मैंने 1 करोड़ दिलाया तो मैं आपसे शायद 1-8 लाख रुपए ले लूंगा, that I will use to pay my investment director, portfolio director, the entire system, hotel जहाँ पर हमने वो arrangement किया, plus my staff, plus as an organization it has to make profit, plus being a network also, we also will be raising funds because we also have to scale up. Next year we want to launch in Jakarta, then in Bangkok, then in Singapore. So why should we limit ourselves, right? If we are a good platform, we can also raise funds and we can also scale up. We are also a startup, right? So all 6 companies in the startup lanes, they will also, all these companies will also raise funds and scale up, right? हाँ जी sir, पीछे वाले.
I'm very new to the system, this entire startup system, since I just got interested and we got in touch. I wanted to attend the session and understand how the things move forward. But what I am able to hear and understand is it's more about the investment, it's more about how you bring in the money. What about the one who has just got an idea and wants some kind of support, some kind of knowledge, or maybe a hand-holding,
Right.
to reach to that level at least.
Right. So when you are in, if there is something called idea validation that I've been doing since years, right? Idea validation means जो आपका idea है आप खुद नहीं बता पाते, you don't know whether this idea is going to work or not.
Absolutely.
Right. So when you discuss with the community and there is a structured way, if the chapter director likes it, that chapter director will put it forward to the regional director. Regional director will put it forward to the national community, right? And this committee will tell me, right? And we will discuss in the board. And then we can take it as a bigger, broader level. Probably that may require government support. We can extend that support also, right? So even if you are staying in a you know, maybe small town near Hyderabad, we can hear you and we can put it forward. If this thing is good, if this thing is working and workable, why not? So there is a structured system. It is not just about fundraising. It is about everything for startups. But yes, it is only about innovation and inventions. This is for true. If somebody says I want to open up a AC repairing shop, right? That is not a part of the system as it is. No, it has to be something innovative. If you are not innovative and if you want to, then we can help you. But if you say मुझे तो ऐसे ही रहना है, मुझे कुछ नहीं बदलना, मेरा funding करा दो, that we cannot do.
So just to add on to this question, has no clue about the technology or is just kind of a newbie to the technology. Right. In that case, is there a kind of start SL?
So we'll share a document with you all. Mm-hmm. That document says we'll provide you all kind of facilities. Legals are free. Now I'll tell you about what fees we are charging. We are charging 10,000 rupees only for 1 year, which is like peanuts. Right?
Absolutely.
So even if I send 5 notices, आपको किसी ने पैसे नहीं दिए, 5 notice मैंने भेज दिए, वो घबरा के पैसे दे देगा. This actually happens, I'm telling you, right? So वकील का नोटिस जाता है, लोग पैसे देते हैं, आधे तो दे देते हैं. So आपको 5 लाख रुपए मिल गए, मुझे 10,000 देके, you don't have to go to an external lawyer, तो आपकी वसूली हो जाएगी, right? So we have created this system in a manner, कहीं ना कहीं वो आप 10,000 रुपए, अगर आप एक मीटअप में भी नहीं आते, तो भी you will be able to utilize that particular amount, right? But it is not easy, so we are not just asking for memberships like that. First we will start the meetups. People who are joining early, they trust us. We will put them into some benefit system in any way, right? This is how I'll tell you. There are so many people around जो मेरी पहली meetup में आए थे. They came to the second meetup because they trust that if it is done by StartupLanes, something good is coming up. So that is the kind of trust we need. We cannot do. See, StartupLanes cannot do anything without the support of entrepreneurs. Without your support, we are nothing. Zero. So we need your support. If you enable us, we can empower you. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so let us have a good round of applause for you guys, not for me. Sir, please.